My name is Cesar Soto, and my senior presentation is about do attractive people have benefits in life? And my audience is my mother and my brother. I apologize if you can't see the screen. I'm having some technical difficulties. Right. So background. The reason why I chose the topic is because I was curious about Hollywood and models, how they just get luck, because someone's dream is just to become someone famous, actor, athlete, and stuff like that. Athlete, you're required to know the sport and have the physique for it. And Hollywood movie actors, you require um, face structure, eye color, just the way you look, the structure, your outer look. They don't really care about your personality. That's the sad truth about it. And presenting for models, models, photographers, they're looking into women with a certain type of structured body, um, face structure, eye color, and hair look. Puberty. Puberty is a big deal in this because that's when, as you grow up, you start as a little kid. Um, Pure pan life. You want to stay young forever. You have all this energy. You want to play with toys and everything. But at one point, bam, you start to change, start to develop, and each gender, we each have our own ways to develop. Women, uh, young women, they start out with more of an emotional side. They they start with a lot of emotions because they're confused what they're happening. Their chest area starts to grow. They start to splatter all over the place, and they're just confused about it. An article in Health Kids, Stephen Dawson, he wrote a little article about it in that section, and it just talks about how teens grow up and how young men and young women, they grow up emotionally and confused because they're growing up. Because as a kid, you don't want to grow up, and men men we grow up with confused emotion, but we don't develop as much. We just grow hair places in places that we already knew we were gonna grow, but it just comes at an unexpected time. And the age that women start is from 10 to 12, and men it takes a little bit longer, from like 13 to 14. That's when us men start to develop, and it just hits us with without any warning. Our voice starts to, as men, our voice starts to crack. Um, our muscles start to produce, and we just start growing hair in places that we already knew we were gonna grow hair, but we just didn't expect it. So, benefits of being attractive. There are a lot of benefits of being attractive. For example, you you might be walking around the store, working at a restaurant, and if you're lucky enough, someone, photographer, director, a movie producer, he might see you. He might see potential in your structure. He may like the way you look, the way your jawline is structured, the way your face and your eye alignments are shown, and 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 that's how producers look into making a big movie, having the hottest guy, the hottest girl in that movie, and just making a big movie in whichever theme. Now, to being attractive, you don't just get benefits in movie stars and Hollywood photographers. You get benefits in the outside world too. For example, if you want to go to a job interview that you've been really wanted, you go in there. You have a luxury belt. You have a nice tie. You're going in there with with a positive um, vibe, and you just want to ace this job because you're confident in yourself. So that's and yeah. So that's how you get lucky. If if you honestly don't try to like dress yourself, look good, you're not you're not gonna pretty much score anything. Because what companies look for is for a man who is well dressed and has it's pretty much has this, that you look like you have your life all together and you're ready to represent the company that you're applying for. And and I saw this video by on YouTube by the channel The Common Sense. It had two men. One man had 5 years of experience. He was young, and he was ready for this to start his life. The other man, he was um, a senior citizen. He had 50 years of experience already, and but the problem with him was that he wasn't dressed properly, and you already know that the way he looked wasn't his his days were counting, and companies, they like the experience, but they don't like how um pretty much structure, facial look, what what how you represent yourself, pretty much, because either way, companies, famous or not, they like how you come in and represent yourself as a human being. If you come in there with a good structure, standing straight up, and come in with a positive feedback, positive um, vibe, pretty much. They like that. They like seeing that you're ready, you're good looking, and for men and women, either way, same thing, men and women. And yeah, next topic. The advantages at work at our workplace. So pretty much like I was saying, you always want when you go to an interview, you always want to go in with dressed nice, always ready for whatever's gonna come hit you, and yeah. So John D. Moore, he wrote an article and reaching of goals. The reaching of goals, and he just talks about how when you go into a workplace, you wanna be the outsider. You wanna come on with the showing off, pretty much showing that you are the man. You are the man for this job, because the way your outer self looks, you want to come with a suit, luxury belt, luxury uh, luxury brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and stuff like that. Those pop out a lot because that just that just shows that you are a successful man, because you know your stuff, pretty much. And yeah, so another thing that he wrote was you're more luckier to ace a job interview if your boss or employer is the opposite sex. Whoever's interviewing you should is the opposite sex. He or she should have a type of connection towards your look, not just your experience or what the skills that you have. Um, they're also gonna judge you by the way your structure looks, cause a company uh wants someone who is good looking, cause once they come in, they you're probably gonna be the first guy they see, and if they see an older man who doesn't really take care of himself, or just a young man who doesn't really take care of himself, with some raggedy old clothes, companies don't want that for their companies, so so they don't like that. Yeah. Tattoos and piercings. So I'm gonna start off with piercings because these are two big topics. Um, piercings. Those piercings go back to ancient times, from to the man cave area to like the savage area, where where they pierce their body for religious reasons, and nowadays people just do it for the fun of it, and that just doesn't give a good structure of yourself. Men, especially with facial piercings, when you have a lip piercing, a nose piercing, or those or gauges are what it's called, where are big holes that extends your earlobe, and you think it looks cool. It does for you, but your the the vibe you're giving, it's not a good one. People for religious reasons and their own personal reasons, they don't like um, they might not like piercings because of what they believe, and and it also gives out an aggressive look on you. You might be the nicest guy, the sweetest guy, uh, but piercings, people who don't know you, piercings give out that that outer look, an aggressive look that you're not here for that specific reason. Especially in a job interview. In a job interview, you're it's recommended to remove your piercings and come in as what is called a regular person that just comes in with a nice tie, no facial piercings. You want to come with a nice haircut, a nice hairdo, and same thing. It's different for women, because women, when they pierce the ears, they have diamonds, so they want to show up their beauty, and little stuff like that, like jewelry, it pops that out for them. And yeah, so for piercings, there's an article with by the man of Antonio Cas- Centano. Yeah, Antonio Centano, and um, the article is men men's men's style. Yeah. So pretty much what he talks about is what I just said. That's yeah. And the next one is tattoos. Tattoos also go back to Asian Asian times. Back then, it represents it. Back then, back far then, like I don't know, the savage time. When you would get a tattoo, it would represent your religion, or just some type of commitment you have to some type of religion. Yeah, and even like not too long ago, tattoos were still bad. Um, they they were still meant for commitment to, for example, a gang. If you go into a job interview and you have a gang tattoo, that company will most likely not hire you, because it just shows that you made a bad decision, and and if you go to someone who you don't know, but they already know what type of guy you are, a, a guy with bad decisions who decided to mark your body permanently for a belief that was just not a smart idea. And and companies, they look for that. When you have a noticeable tattoo, they ask you, so what does that mean? Are you part of a gang? Was it some type of religion, or was it personal? Where where nowadays they're not as bad, because nowadays tattoos are for, I want to say for fun, but for just a personal matter, for a loved one that you lost and you want to keep close to you. So you mark him in your body, and it's just something nice to remember him by. As long as it doesn't have some type of gang sign, or obviously a noticeable bad sign. Other than that, then you're pretty good. Tattoos aren't as bad as piercings. Tattoos, they just, as long as they represent something personal to you, then they should be alright. So my final conclusion is confidence and your mindset. After all this, you might think, well, how can I be attractive? How can I make myself attractive? Do I have to go to a do I have to go to a surgeon and have some surgery to make myself beautiful? Well, I actually looked into that, and you actually don't. It's all mind games. It's all head and mind games. So pretty much the key word that I found is confidence. If you walk anywhere with confidence, that just represents yourself as an attractive man. If you walk up to a lady with confidence, women like that. Women like a man who stands up for themselves, and it just shows that you're committed to a goal in life. And yeah, so um, a, a lot of your confidence is in your posture. So if you wake up one day and and you just decide to give up, like, you know what, I'm gonna wear some sweatpants today, and I'm just gonna go out, do some groceries, and come back. That should be that just shows that your lack of interest, your lacking of your lacking of confidence. You it doesn't help you mentally, for the reason it being you're developing a state of mind where you just want to be lazy the whole entire day. Even now, for example, quarantine, you wake up, you have nothing to do because you can't go out. You're just you're making it a habit to wake up one day, you know what, just whatever. And in the future, that's gonna become an everyday thing where you just wake up, you're like, I don't have to dress up for anybody because who am I gonna impress? There's a there's there's actually, you can impress anybody you want at any time you want. You can even stay home and impress yourself because of the way you look. You gotta go to the mirror with a positive vibe and say, I'm going out there and strive. Or that's just the type of mindset you should have. And yeah, that concludes my presentation, and I hope I helped you understand more a little bit more about my topic.